Check one, check two. Ken Flores, baby. Rest easy, my G. Rest easy. See everybody in the chat? Yeah. I think you guys are ready. I think we ready. Casey, is it game time?
It's game time.
Let's go. Welcome to Hood Stocks on a Thursday evening. Yes, sir. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You already know what it do, baby. It's game time. Yes, sir. Calm it down, American Muscle. The slow fade, baby. The slow fade. The slow fade. Yes, sir. Every time I do this, Casey pictures me pulling his little chonies down real slow. He's a sick motherfucker, man. Ain't that right, Pepita? Mm-hmm. How's everybody doing today? Los Goonies, my G's, Lomeli, appreciate that $10, dog. For sure, man. If anybody else would like to drop a super chat, that'd be absolutely amazing, dog. You know what I mean? This is the podcast representing the community, representing the city, representing all boroughs, all ghettos, all sections, all blocks. The stand on solid grounds, baby. You know what I mean? 10 toes down, baby. Did you have the day off today, Lucky? No, I did not, man. I did not have the day off. This is the double up for your boy Young Lux right here. Been up since 4 o'clock in the morning.
Let's go.
Getting that money, dog. Get money, that money. Lucky, yeah, man. 562 tapping in, man. A lot of love in this chat right here. I love you guys, and I appreciate the love. I appreciate the respect, and I appreciate the disrespect, too. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be Hood Stocks without a little bit of disrespect, too. You know? Casey loves pitos. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Is that like a taco or something?
Shout out to OBS Trucking Lifestyle. Shout out to all my road warriors out there, man. A lot of love, man. They you know, the truckers, man, they big advocates for the podcast community, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't know they're on the road all day long, dog.
Yeah, they got to listen all day.
Yeah, man. So I think we've given them some pretty decent content over the years, man. We're about to hit 6 years of Hood Stocks. Next month, 6 years of Hood Stocks, man.
That's dope, man. Congrats.
I thought it was 7 years, dog. I was counting the first year. I was like, Casey, hold on. 2019, 2020. He's like, bro, you can't count 2019. But I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's like a birthday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you don't turn one until after 12 months. You know, imagine that, you dumb motherfucker. Lucky. Sometimes we just want to do the arithmetic the way we like to see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just wanted it to be 7 years because 7 is my number. But obviously, I'm glad that we're not at the 7th year in hindsight now that I think about it, because the 7th year we will be on the tippy top, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Of the stratosphere, the podcast stratosphere, because 6 years, damn, bro. Who going to be, yeah, you didn't finish it. Anyways, with that said, my dogs, my goonies, everybody tapped in right now. Make sure you hit that like, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, man. That's nice too. But most importantly is the like, man. The like really gets us in the algorithm, man. The likes is just key. It's so key, man. But today we have a very, very special guest, man. I've been seeing this dude, doing drive-bys through my Instagram feed, you know what I mean? And he's got a, if you check the dude out on Instagram, man, he's got a plethora of just great insight, great information, and very motivational, you know what I mean? And sometimes here at Hoodstocks, we need to be inspired. We need to be motivated in a positive way, in the right way. So with that said, everybody welcome our guest today, Coach Bandit. Yeah, dog, give yourself a hand too.
Oh yeah, dog, got to, man. Put in a lot of work lately, man.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, man, I see you putting in that work, man.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
Yeah, absolutely, dog. Tell us a little about yourself. What part of the city you from, dog?
What up, everybody? So it's Coach Bandit here. I'm from Dominguez, California, in the harbor area, right there in Long Beach, right between Compton, Carson area. But yeah, man, that's where I'm from over there.
Tell me a little bit about that area, my dog.
Man, it's no different than, the areas over here in LA, South Central, all of that stuff. It's the gang culture. If you're Mexicans, you're going to be running with the Mexicans. If you're a brother, you're going to be with the brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it's rough, you know what I mean? It's not, you know how it is walking down the street in LA?
Yeah.
Same thing over there in Dominguez, you could turn the wrong corner and run into somebody, stuff like that. So it has its areas, some places are good, some places aren't, but the places that we're from, you know what I'm saying, it's the same old thing, man.
What is Dominguez known for in that section? That say people like a landmark. Is there a landmark that people will be like, yeah, I know where that's at?
Mainly, they got
it could be a restaurant or something. You feel me? The smallest things.
Yeah,
which is the biggest thing
the
sometimes.
burger place is Frontiers. They changed the name. It's called Alia's Cafe now, but all like the old school people, they know it's Frontiers and then Dominguez Pizza.
Okay.
Those are the two things. And then they got like the Dominguez Bridge right there. So if you're familiar with the area, those are like the three markers that you for sure know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit, Harbor area, stand the fuck up, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Harbor area, man. Nothing but love for Harbor area, man. Straight up, man. Good homies out that way, man.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of good homies.
Harbor area, they just cut from a little bit of a different cloth. They're cut from their own cloth, that
for
Harbor
sure.
area, bro.
Definitely. That's why a lot of people rep it with so much pride, I got a tattoo. It's from the area that we're from, It's like how people love LA and they love Compton. Harbor area is the same way, People got the Harbor area bridge tatted and all of that stuff, bro. So, yeah, it's a dope place to be, man.
I think Harbor area is dope, period, just because you have the harbor right there.
Yeah, for sure.
You have the beach.
Yeah.
It's how far is Dominguez from the beach?
Maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Not far at all.
And that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, it's close. It's not like you could see it, It's just because where Dominguez is, it's just more just housing. We got a school there. It's not a lot over there, but you drive a little bit down and you'll get your way over to the water and stuff like that.
And I think any section that's close to the beach is a great section, and I'm sure the prices in property are going up as we move further into gentrification and expensive California.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Man, it's just as expensive anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? That shit's expensive over there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And beach, just anywhere near back to what I was saying again, the beach, man. And I love beach communities, because I visit them, and it's just really cool sometimes. And I'm a little bit of envious when I go to these beach communities and I see the dudes on the females in the beach cruisers with the flip flops on, boogie board on the side. You feel me? Like as I get older, I think like, man, I'd love to move towards the harbor area. You know what I mean? Getting older in my older age, my kids, this, that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like who wants to just just walk to the beach, man.
Yeah, be close
from your home.
Yeah, over there, like especially over there in Long Beach too. Like it's right there by the pike. A lot of people are just walking distance. You know what I'm saying? You just walk over to the beach, and it's pretty cool. Like our area, we could get there pretty quick. We used to take the metro. We go take some beer, go on the metro, get faded on the metro. Probably maybe like 15, 20 minutes on the metro, and it'd be pretty cool. Go post up by the water, chill. Do a lot of stupid shit too at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's dope to be around here, man.
Absolutely. Are you still in that section?
I moved out of Dominguez, but
I'm not asking you where you live. That's your personal privacy.
Yeah, I'm around the area still.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like, I'm not in my neighborhood no more. Why? Because I can't afford to live in my neighborhood. But then when I was in my neighborhood and my babies were small, I moved a little different in my neighborhood just because I got a long record, a long history in my neighborhood in every single level you can possibly think of. So I had rules with my lady. When we go to Food for Less with the babies, I'd just be like, babe, you see anything funky, just keep on walking like you don't even know me. We ain't even together. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I'll handle my business. You know what I mean? However I gotta handle it, And so I think it's somewhat of a blessing that I can't afford to live in my neighborhood.
100%.
Because now I'm kind of like, got my little honeycomb hideout, I'm raising girls, and I like flying below the radar because really that's how I live.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not, like I'm not living that life no more like that, bro.
Yeah. And when even no matter how far, you're not living that lifestyle no more. If you go to your neighborhood, if someone rolls up, you know what I'm saying, you kind of, no matter what, don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because if they know where you're from and stuff like that, it's automatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's something of having a choice in a situation like that never crosses my mind because there's only one way.
Exactly.
You feel me? And so it's already like, I'm not thinking about like, already, the play's already in motion, whatever play needs to be put in motion. Like my pop still lives in my neighborhood, so I visit him, and my dentist is still in my neighborhood, so I still go to my dentist. I was just, I got my spots where I like to eat, bro.
Yeah, you pull up.
So I roll through, and my neighborhood isn't the way it used to be due to gentrification, my dog. You know what I mean? I was just there over the weekend visiting my pops and cruising through the hood and York, Figueroa, and it's just like, man, I can just be gone for like a few weeks. Not visiting, a month not visiting, and then I visit, and it's just like things are just, man, the evolution of the neighborhood is just changing so quickly.
Different things.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Like it would just blow your mind going down York Boulevard in my neighborhood. Once upon a time ago, it was just pretty freaking ghetto, and now they're
kind of ramping it up a little bit.
There's an assortment of individuals that have been there for a while already, but they're just more. Their roots are getting deeper into the soil, so to speak. And I'm talking about like hipsters and you see all the good looking little white girls and and it's like, oh shit, like So it's just turned into something else, something that it wasn't before.
I think that's all areas, bro. Because even when I look at my area because my family's still all over there, so I go to family parties and stuff like that. Still see the homies, and it's just different. You go down and just everything looks different. You know what I'm saying? From the people that are walking around to the way they have the stores and just everything, dog. But I think that's everywhere,
100%. And but you can still get it,
Oh yeah, 100%.
You can still get it. Like, so I don't want to, like, you can go to my neighborhood and you can see some shit. Like, Dan, look at these hipster whatever, these hipster shops. These hipster bars, they got a thing called Barcade now. It's a bar with an arcade. You know what I mean? Where it used to be a bomb ass Mexican restaurant on York Boulevard, and it's just. But still, man, it's still a hood.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, they're still there.
And somehow, some way, motherfuckers are still
pulling up.
They're still there, bro. It's just a whole different generation,
of crazy
of homies. You know what I mean, on all sides. But sometimes I like to be out the way.
100%. I'm the same exact way.
I like to be like on my grown man shit. You know what I mean, trying to get money, trying to build, business.
Build your life.
Everything, man. Doing all the things that I won't say got to do, but never decided to do. You know what I mean? Because I was caught up in all that. I've given like fucking up to like 38 years old to the streets. You know what I mean?
100%.
So shit. Let me get this little bit of time and
get your life to do what you want to do with it.
I want to get money now, bro.
100%.
You know what I mean?
When we're getting money in the fast way too, it don't last. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before you get caught up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what my thing was? My thing was I never had anywhere to stay, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was always bouncing around houses or just like
unstable,
homie, to the fucking 10th degree, man. Then my pops, he got his crib, but the boy was pussy whipped on some shit, man. It's embarrassing, man. I fucking talk shit to him to this day about that shit, He had found this little paisita out of Compton, and that man, she had, you know what I mean? Had that motherfucker, like, I couldn't even go to the crib because of her, bro. You know what I mean?
She just saying no.
Well, nah, he was just kicking me out the house, 15, 14 years old,
Oh,
you know?
shit, yeah.
So anyway, since then, I was just like, bam, the streets. But I was thinking about it today. I say all that to say this. I was thinking about today, and I was like, damn, you know what? For a lot of years, I was so unstable, but now I can afford to live basically like I can. If I signed an application for an apartment, you know what I mean? I get granted. I get accepted.
Yeah,
I
for
get
sure.
accepted.
100%.
Flying colors, bro.
Yeah, no matter what.
Oh, you got a great job. Bop, bop, bop. Your credit's good.
Here you go.
Yeah, here's the keys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about a down payment. Like, and so I just think about like, damn, man, how far I've come from
Being all over the place, bouncing around. Yeah,
not
100%.
having a home. And then there's been parts of my life where, you know, I couldn't get in because I didn't have a good job. I didn't have good credit. You know?
They were looking at you like, oh no, you don't got nothing going. I can't give it to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's good to be at this part of my life. But what I like about you is how old are you? 26 years old?
Just turned 27.
27. Happy birthday, brother. That's
Appreciate
right.
it,
Monday,
appreciate
right?
it.
You told me?
On Monday, yeah.
Monday, brother. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir, man. And I like seeing homies your age, bro, that are getting it right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Getting it right now before getting it right later. You know, that's impressive, brother.
Yeah, a lot of people, they wait too late. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. You know, no matter how old you are, you can still change it. But it's like, why go through all of that fucked up shit for so long when you could just change it now? You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go to 40, 45 doing the same shit. If we're 27, 28, we got all the opportunity in the world, especially with social media, the way businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could stop fucking around now and set yourself up. So that way when I'm 35, 40, I could have my own house, my own car, my family set up.
Yeah, man.
Everything that I want now, I could create it. But if I wait till I'm 45 to stop fucking around,
Yes.
I kind of shooting myself in the foot. And then that's when you got a lot more to lose, because then by then you got kids, you got people depending on you. You know, you got all these responsibilities. It's a lot harder to take that risk. You know what I'm saying?
You really can't live that super good life. Like I had kids again at, you know, late 30, early 40s. And, you know, you think about it if you just did it right, period, you know.
Yeah, a few years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have gone on a bunch of vacations, family vacations.
Live real life. instead
live
of
real life.
outside of the hood. So that was a big problem for me. So like my whole life I was in the hood. And I remember my stepmom, she's from Hawaii. I used to get free trips to go to Hawaii with my stepmother and my dad, and I would decline it. You know why? Because I was stuck in the neighborhood. I didn't want to leave because I was stuck in the hood. So now that I'm on the other side and I'm, you know, a lot wiser, I'm like, damn, because I still haven't gone to Hawaii. I'm like, shit. Oh, fuck. Hold on, people, my bad.
Oh, you good, bro?
I'm like, man, I could have went to Hawaii, but I was so hard-headed, I didn't want to leave my own neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it was like all these opportunities that are out there, but when you're stuck in that lifestyle, it's kind of hard to see it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's hard to see anything, you know?
Yeah, you're just blinded by the streets and the fairy tale that some of the homies put out there. You know what I'm saying? They put this fairy tale, like at the end of the day, the only shit you get, you know what's up, man. You get a casket or you get that, you know, you get locked up. It's those two things. If you're really about it, one of those two things are gonna happen. And, you know, it's an unfortunate situation that some people, they don't make it, you know? We got a lot of homies resting in peace because they couldn't get their head right, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't get their thoughts right. They couldn't start living. And now I got a few homies, man. I even talked to them before they passed. And I was trying to get them, you know, because I've been on my sober stuff for a while now, you know?
Yeah.
And I've always been that homie that worked out. So, you know, a lot of the homies would come up to me and talk to me. And one of my closest homies, Wino, rest in peace, was fucking around, getting high. And I told him, you know, like, hey, dog, you need to chill. You know, we were at the beach, Rackabillo Beach in Harbor area. We were just talking about it. And 2 weeks later, unfortunately, I got that call. And it was just like, damn, was just talking to you, telling you what you needed to do, and you just couldn't fucking follow through, you know, because he was stuck in that street life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how I am now. I'm that homie when I talk to my homies, you know what I mean?
And it's good to be like that, though, because not too many homies really put the true story out there of what it is. You know, at the end of the day, to each his own. You want to be from the neighborhood and you want to do it, cool. But, you know, put the real story out there of what really comes with it. You know what I mean?
And I think Hoodstocks has done a good job of putting the real stories, having the real individuals on here. We've had a lot of dudes that have been out from life sentences.
Yeah.
Like served 30 years. And you know, it's crazy. Like even Japs, bro. Japs was what Japs in his 60s, man.
Yeah.
Japs is still, he's got to go to work, bro. You know,
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
There's a lot of homies that got out from stretches, and they're just starting their life, 40s, 50s.
Man,
That's crazy, huh, bro.
it's crazy. I mean, it's a blessing, but it's like crazy. Something that sometimes it takes so long and so many fuck ups to finally realize it. You know?
Yeah, but you know what? It's a life of pain. It's a life of destructiveness. It's a life, but while you're living that life, it's a good life.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know, it's a good life, because if it wasn't a good life, or if people weren't addicted or intrigued to it, you know what I mean? You know, these, us thrill seekers, right? Throw so many years of our life away because we enjoying that wild ride, man. You know, and that's got to do with just the whole lifestyle of just partying, females, you know, doing what the fuck you want to do, waking up when you want to wake up, take it when you're going to take it, you know what I mean? Just that whole gangster, irresponsible lifestyle.
Yeah, because it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy, man. And there's different definitions of gangster. Like, I don't need any of you guys to correct me in the comments, because what we doing is gangster too now.
100%.
You know,
Definitely.
that's another definition of gangster. Taking care of your family is fucking hard as fuck, bro. That's tough.
That's
you know what I mean?
gangster as fuck right there. That's the most gangster thing you could do. It's way more gangster than, pulling your strap out and doing whatever you got to do, because at the end of the day, especially if you got kids in a family, that's just going to take you away from them. So you're over here trying to prove yourself of how down you are, and you're trying to prove yourself to another man over some shit that we don't even really own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're trying to prove yourself to another man that if you left that man in the bedroom with your girl while you ran to the liquor store, you know what I mean? He gonna try to holler at her, and he might even toss it up, you know what I mean?
100%. So you're doing all this stuff for someone that, and you know how it goes.
For a disloyal bunch of individuals.
Yeah, like so many people, bro, they get locked up and then they don't never hear from their homies again. Like I know so many homies that are doing life, and when I sit there and think about like, damn, who does the homie talk to? None of the homies talk to him. And I'm like, damn, so he's in there for a hood that like, none of the homies are even fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not even talking to him. And it's like, damn. And it just falls down to, it's like, you just got to wake up and realize what matters and what really doesn't, you know?
And sometimes we don't wake up for some reason, you know? There's homies they've been shot, you know? They like, say they get busted for a bad case that's holding a lot of time, and they beat the case. And so what do? They get out, bro, and they continue the bullshit. Like,
because they got lucky, they got that slap on the wrist, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but they were shitting bricks before the case got beat or DA reject or dismissed or whatever, you know. We just a hard-headed group of individuals, you know. It's a real psychological conundrum in a sense of just like, fuck. What are we thinking? What are we doing?
You're not thinking, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But in our head, we are thinking.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about all the wrong things.
All
the wrong,
yeah.
unimportant things. But unimportant things, I can say unimportant things, but if there's someone in a situation right now that doesn't have a pot to piss in, that's, you know, everyone's addicted to drugs around them, doesn't have a support system, you know, they got to deal with what's in front of them, you know?
Yeah, they're going to do what's around, what they see.
100%. Yeah, man. You know, and it's just it's a cycle, man.
Yeah, it's a cycle that just gets passed down and passed down. And that's why I've been so big on my page about breaking that fucking cycle.
Yes.
Because you don't got to stay stuck there just because, dog, like people think like just because someone drinks, I talk a lot about being sober and stuff, people think like I'm anti-alcohol, or if you drink alcohol, I don't fuck with you. I don't care what nobody does. My whole family's full of drunks. Why do you think I was a drunk? Yeah. My family were all drunks. I watched it, and I watched what I seen was what I did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mimic your surroundings.
You mimic your surroundings, but it's like at a certain age, you get to a point where, okay, maybe it wasn't your fault in the beginning, you know, when you were younger, because when we're kids, we don't really have a choice of who our surroundings are. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we see, we're gonna do. But you get to a certain age where you're an adult, you know what's going on. You know what's gonna better your life, and you know what's not. Yeah. So if you keep choosing to go down that path that's gonna fuck up your life, that's all on you. But there's people like me that show you and come on here every single day on Instagram and show you what you can do if you just wake up a little earlier, put the drink down, You know, start eating better, tracking your food, going to the gym. It clears your mind. And when I started doing that, that's when my mind started feeling a lot clearer. And then all the hood shit that I was doing, I was seeing through it. Like, that's why my life wasn't getting blessed.
Yeah.
I was over here, I was working out, I was eating good, but then I still go to the neighborhood and go do this and go do that. So I'm a big believer in God. I believe whatever you do behind closed doors, it will come to light or it will block your blessings. And once I stopped doing all the bullshit, my whole life changed. Whole life changed 100%. The same way how you were talking about how, you didn't have no money to like get a place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was struggling to have $600. And where I'm at now,
Excuse me.
I could throw $600. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm at a comfortable place because I worked for it. I was able to build that life that I wanted. And it's a fucking, like you said, it's a great feeling knowing that if I want to get another apartment, another place, I could go do that.
Yeah.
With no question. You know what I'm saying?
And that's such a blessing just to be able to do that, man. It's a liberty. It's man, it feels good. But I wanted to say, it takes a lot of heart and balls and discipline to change your life, to leave a life where you're king at,
Yeah.
to start from the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, in society, in the real world. And some people have a hard time crossing over, adapting to all of a sudden being in the real world, and you are a nobody. You're a dude with a bunch of tattoos on you, that's trying to learn this trade where there's younger dudes, way younger than you, that are your boss, right?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
There's a bunch of different scenarios that we can sit here and paint, which we won't. But I think it's a good example that why I've seen some of my homies that have had a hard time doing that. And you got to be a confident person, bro. You got to really believe it. You got to believe in yourself, bro. To say, fuck that.
You got to have patience too.
I'm gonna break the old shit that I've been doing all these years, and I'm gonna pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for a lot of homies, but shout out to a bunch of the homies that have done that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Salute to you, motherfuckers.
Salute to the homies, man.
Yeah, man. It's you gotta just you gotta ask yourself, who do you want to be? Who are you? Are you worthy? Are you worthy of a good life where you don't have to be paranoid?
Watching over your shoulder 24/7.
Yeah, you don't have to be worrying about, oh shit, you know what I mean? Am I gonna be able to bop to make ends meet? Hey man.
And one of the best feelings, man, is being able to have some fucking money for whatever it is that you want. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a family. Like, I don't have no kids or nothing, right? But I do obviously have my lady. And it feels good to be able to, we go anywhere and you want something? You want this? You know what I mean? And imagine if you have kids, being able to feel that financial freedom, which is, we're all capable of it. There's so much money in the world. You just got to get up and do it. You got to put the bullshit down. Whatever's holding you back in life, that's what you got to put to the side. And for a lot of us, it's the drinking, the drugs, the partying. That's a lot of people's problem right there. That's what was holding me back. And the moment that I removed it, the way that my life skyrocketed up, it's like, damn, I'd be a dumbass to go back to it. You know what I mean? Because I know how much my life changed without it. You know what I mean?
I want to give something to some of the fellas that might be watching right now. This is a good step in the right direction, dog. If you're having a hard time, you're struggling with what we talking about, making that big step, making that change, improving your life, knowing that you are worthy. Because I think we all feel deep down inside that we are worthy of greatness, right? I think a good first step, that phone you got right now, dog, throw that shit away, bro. Throw that shit away. Put yourself in solitude, dog. Don't let nobody know where you at. Don't have access to contact our people to contact you. Sometimes you gotta just cut motherfuckers loose.
You gotta separate yourself.
And sometimes you gotta cut your old self loose too.
Oh, for sure. You have, that's a part of the process. You gotta let go of the person that you used to be, because the person that you used to be, especially when you come from our lifestyle, that's not the person that's gonna give you that life that you really want. You know what I mean? Like the person I was 5-10 years ago, there's no way that I'd be able to get what I'm getting now, because I didn't have the right mindset for it. And I was lazy too. It's a lot easier for, you to get off of work and then go to the store and get a beer and go post with the homies. You know what's hard though? Skipping out on the homies, going home, eating a meal, and then going to the gym. But which one's gonna better your life? Is it kicking it with the homies, talking about the same shit we've talked about forever? or going to the gym on your own and eating that meal you're supposed to. Is that the one that's going to better your life? Most people know it is, but it's a lot harder. You know what I mean? But you got to be willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to get to that next level in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, being uncomfortable is key, man.
Yeah, you have to be daily. Like if you're not uncomfortable daily, you guess what? You're comfortable and you're taking it too easy on yourself. And at my age, it's at any age, if you're not where you want to be in life and you're not uncomfortable, that means that you could be doing more. You know, because a lot of people, they spend so much time on the phone, they're scrolling, or they're just with the homies, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, you're complaining about where your life is at, but look what you're doing with your free time. You ain't doing shit with it, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's why when people come to me and they want to join my programs and stuff, and I talk to them and I hear their habits and stuff, I'm like, man, you're doing all this complaining, saying you don't have time, you don't have this, but you just told me you were drinking the last 4 fucking weekends.
Yeah.
Is it really you don't have time, or are you just mentally, you're not ready for it? And then they're like, you're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes people just, when life ain't going like they want it, they'd rather numb themselves and feel good.
Rather run away to something that temporarily, it takes it away temporarily.
Yes,
for,
sir.
For sure, 100%. But from my experiences, anytime that I try to run from something, that next morning when I woke up, it was 10 times worse.
Yeah.
The anxiety. I don't know if you heard of something called hangxiety.
Yeah.
It's when you have the hangover plus the anxiety. Man, I used to get that bad.
Yeah.
I used to wake up in the morning just feeling like something horrible was going to happen. I used to always wonder, like, man, why do I feel like this? And then I don't know what popped up. Something popped up, and then I heard of anxiety, and I searched it up, and I was like, oh, shit, it's exactly what I'm feeling. And that was a big part of the reason why I got sober, because I got tired of feeling that shit. It was a deep feeling, bro, like a dark feeling, man. And I was doing things like crashing my cars and waking up, losing shit, and doing all these stupid things. Homies calling me, hey, you did this, you did that. And I got to a point, bro, I was like, this shit got to stop, bro. This shit got to stop.
Yeah, last year I had I told my girl, man, I said, and then she don't make things better either, bro, my girl, man. Cause she'll be mad like when I drink or last year I was just doing a lot of just partying too much, you know.
Getting faded.
Yeah, man, just doing too much, bro.
Yeah.
But I started getting anxiety from my hangovers because I was in my head and I was upset with myself, you know. So I was mentally just fucking myself.
Yeah, 100%.
With stress, and stress creates anxiety. And, you know, sometimes, you know, pressure wants to pop, you know? And anyways, I 100%, I didn't know there was a name for it, bro, anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, you just first time hearing it?
Yeah, first time hearing it.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to remember what I seen. I don't know if it was something on my phone. It probably was. And then I searched it up, and I was like, I read all the stuff it was saying, and I was getting every single thing. And I was like, damn. Makes sense now once you hear it. Anxiety. It's a hangover with anxiety. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know it was a real word.
Yeah.
You're like you right now. And I was like, oh shit. And I'm glad whatever it was that I seen that, because then it put it in front of my eyes. Because I thought it was something that was just normal. You know, like when you drink and you get hangovers and stuff, we think it's normal because everybody, they deal with it. You know, they complain about it, but then they go back to it again. And then once I read that, it was kind of like a confirmation of, okay, you know what? This shit isn't normal to feel like this all the time. I'd be hungover. I would drink so much Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'd be hungover till fucking Thursday.
Yeah.
Come Thursday, I'm drinking again. You know what I'm saying?
You were that bad,
I was bad. It's like people, you know, they don't see it now, obviously, because I'm like almost 2 years sober now. But I was the one that Friday, Saturday, we're drinking, sometimes Sunday, and we're drinking so much, dog, that I'd be hungover till literally fucking Thursday. And then on top of that, I was working at fucking Walmart, hating my job. So not only am I dealing with a hangover, anxiety, and a job I fucking hate, I'm just mentally fucking myself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I got to a point, bro, I was like, this gotta stop. So once I stopped the drinking, then I was able to get a new job and all these other good things started happening. And I was like, damn, fuck, it feels good to be on this side now. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking blessing, man.
Some people don't know what that feels like. And
no,
if you don't, man, take the leap of faith, baby.
Man, I'm telling you, that's why I put my story and my life out there so much, because I know what it's like to come from a dark place and feeling like you have no hope and feeling like there's nothing that you could do, to actually changing that shit. It's possible. Anybody could do it. If you got 2 feet, you got 2 legs. Even I see people at the gym, you know, they're handicapped.
Yeah.
I see some people, they literally have their arm, you know, there's no arm. And they still make a good life for themselves. I talk to them and you could just read their energy. They're still energetic, talking, friendly. But then you got someone that has everything, hands, legs, no problems. and they're just fucking miserable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if there's people out here that have it worse than you, you can make your situation better. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do it.
Bandit, I have a question if I could ask you. Usually people understand that concept very highly, but then they have to live with the day-to-day on the road there. And that is where the trouble starts, right? The disbelief, the anxiety, the stress. How should people deal with that?
Deal with the stress?
Deal with the stress, or like, understand, this is my goal here. This goal could come like this. It comes either soon or long, but I have to stay this path. Every day I have to stay this path, right? How does somebody find the strength to stay that path that long until they get what they want?
You find the strength by just working on yourself every single day and doing what you need to do. As far as, I'm big on health and fitness, nutrition, and being sober. The reason being is because I know where it puts my mindset. You know what I'm saying? My mindset is so on point because I'm in tune with myself. And when I was drinking, when I was eating like shit, when I was doing all those things, I was never in tune with myself. So it was very easy for me to just, slack off. But now that I have a plan and I follow my plan every day, I'm healthy. I feel very energetic. Like if I want to do 100 burpees right now, I could do 100 burpees right now. You know what I'm saying? And getting in shape and getting all the results that I wanted, that's what keeps me disciplined and going for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I advocate so much for getting in shape. It's not all just about muscles. When you have this routine of going to the gym and eating consistently, food is like one of the hardest drugs out there to stop.
You ain't lying,
it's harder than fucking meth and all this other things. Because guess what? That's why so many people are out of shape and overweight, because they can't get off of this drug called food. So when you could mentally get yourself to follow a meal plan and do it every single day, you know how much discipline that shit builds?
Yeah.
It builds so much discipline. And then once you're able to do that, everything else in life is a lot easier to keep going for, as far as your business, or relationships or whatever it is, because now you built that mental discipline. Yeah. And that's pretty much what it's been for me, bro, is building that mental discipline through the gym, the workouts, and the nutrition. It's took my life to the next level.
And when hit with adversity, how do you react?
I just go to the fucking gym again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just straight up, honestly, like anytime like I get hit with something, or that's always been my thing. So I started working out when I was 15. And anytime that something bad in my life would happen, I always would just want to work out. You know what I mean? I could be drunk, because I was drinking already at 15. Yeah. I'd be drunk, some shit would happen, I'd be hungover. Guess what? I'm still going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And I just push the gym so much. And obviously, too, I believe prayer and talking to the man above, whether you do it out in the open or you just do it within yourself. I think that's a big thing, too. Believing in something that's higher up than just us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I usually do, bro, when I'm stressed out is I do what Shannon Sharp does, and I'll just go choke a bitch out. You know what I mean?
Damn, I heard about that one. Sheesh.
Praying for you, Unc. I'm praying for you, dog. Fuck that. Fucking, you know what?
Yeah,
fuck that snow bunny, man.
Fuck that snow bunny, dog.
She was plotting on him. She was plotting on him.
Yeah, that's a freaky 56-year-old black man right there.
Ooh, yeah. Hey. I seen that one the other day, and I was like, fuck. I like the Broncos. I'm a Bronco fan.
Yeah, he was a badass.
Yeah, so I follow him and stuff, and I heard the stories, and I was like, fuck, man. Like, damn, man, it sucks. You know what I mean? Just to get put in that situation,
Well, let's be honest. He put himself in that situation.
Oh, 100%.
It sucks to see a man that was just killing the game, about to sign a $100 million contract, and he fucking slips up on a 19-year-old snow bunny, dog. You can have some of the baddest women in the world, bro.
You could buy all the women in the world for one night if you needed to, man. Come on, bro.
Why choose that one?
Well, technically, he was buying it, Casey. You know what I mean? He was doing the old man thing and enticing her with fucking gifts.
Sugar daddy.
With gifts and riches. She said 25 on each cheek, you know what I mean? 25K on each cheek. Dog, you know what I mean?
So he was paying, and then come on, he offered hush hush like 10 mil off the rip, which is crazy amount of money still.
That's insane.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
So if Casey would say, he said, I'd take the 10 million.
I straight up.
Casey's willing to cut a deal. Just
what did she got? She got good dick. She got paid. She got
Whoa,
she got whatever she wanted.
Oh, did she? Damn, how you know that?
We all know. I mean, Shannon Sharp went live and he was dicking whoever the fuck was down.
She could have been faking it for the money though.
But that's what I'm saying. She got 10 mil for just chilling and enjoying life.
10 mil. Yeah.
Hey, every time Casey talking about good dick, man, for some reason my shit just You ready?
He's like, oh,
It's
fuck.
food.
Hey, we know Uncle's laying it down. Come on.
Man, fucking Ugg, man. He just and I guess he's had a paper trail in the sense of these type of activities.
They've been piling up a little bit.
Yeah, been piling up. They were saying his HR is no joke. For the other companies that he's worked for, and that's why he's been,
Step down right now.
Yeah, ESPN. Yeah, but
Yeah, for right
before
now.
that it was FS1. It was
yeah.
I believe it was there was a similar thing over there, and then before that he was on the football analyst, NFL analyst, I believe, CBS or something like that. And similar situation happened there too, dog.
I can't wait for Cat Williams' reaction to this.
Cat Williams is funny as fuck.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, it's all bad, man. You got to be mentally disciplined, to you got to hold off on certain things. Certain things just aren't worth it, and especially when you make it to that level of where he's at, you got to understand that there's going to be people out to get you, I feel like even with us, just like with our page, with social media, bro, there'll be some people out there that would do some similar shit, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we don't have no 50 fucking million, but just because we have a big platform as far as on social media, people could, women could use that in a bad way. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, a lot on it.
You just gotta be mentally disciplined, man.
That's what. Thank God I ain't rich right now, man. I had some old ass hood rats popping up out of nowhere.
Hey, those are bad too, though. Those are bad too, though.
Remember, Lucky, you got me thrilled out and you hit me on the side of my face with your fucking big old. What do you call it again, Casey? Okay.
I don't want to say it.
Nah, never mind.
Bro, money brings problems.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And I think that the ladies in your generation, man, are a little. You got to watch out with them, bro.
Well, I think it's just.
Are you worried about that?
Nah.
I see you have one right now. Your lady right now. Is she good? She
yeah,
cool?
my lady's. Yeah, see,
She doesn't got a wire on her or nothing, bro.
Oh, she better not.
Has she been sending you texts like, "Can you choke me later?" Because if so, it's a red flag, bro.
Oh,
Shit,
chill,
yeah,
bro.
I don't know.
Chill, man. What the fuck?
Crazy ass fool.
Yeah, fool, you're welcome to.
Hey, I'm just trying to get your back, dog. Because there was no one there to get Shannon's back.
Yeah, well, Casey's in your same generation too, bro.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he knows
A little bit about it, yeah.
Well, the females, bro, they just kind of like they're victims, bro.
Yeah, I think it's just the way social media is. You know what I mean? Social media has kind of put the wrong mindset in a lot of people. And a lot of people, they move off of intentions with like money and just evil intentions. You know what I'm saying? I feel like social media has really put that out there for a lot of people. And once you start moving with those type of intentions, I mean, you're gonna fuck up a whole generation because everybody's doing it now. You know what I mean?
You know what I want to do? I'm drinking, and we were talking about sobriety earlier, but I'll let you guys know I'm having a beer right now with you guys. You know what I mean? And I want to salute all the gentlemen in the chat right here that have one solid old lady. Salute to you guys, man.
Salute to you guys, man.
Yeah, salute to you guys. Because hey,
it's not easy to find.
you've been choking her out for 10 years already, bro. You know what I mean? It's too late for her to cross the case, man. But I'm just saying, like, having a solid old lady, man,
Yeah.
in this era of treachery, thirstiness,
Bitterness.
Online prostitution.
online prostitution,
Yeah, it's a lot out there to be able to handle, and those are things that I wouldn't be able to handle. I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like us as men, we want our women to be more private. Me personally, I mean, that's me. I mean, to each his own, but like I like how my lady, she's private. She does her own thing, not like on social media doing all types of crazy shit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's not there, and that's not someone that would fit into my lifestyle. So that's why
Let's go.
for me, I'm big on
because you do that.
Would do what?
You have a big platform where you're constantly doing that.
Honor, yeah.
So
yeah.
it would conflict. It would conflict if she was doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, just wouldn't work out, So
Yes.
it's like,
that's how it is with me and my lady. She's the 100% opposite. She barely looks at, you know what I mean?
yes,
She
and my
don't
lady,
post no pictures.
my lady's the same. I try to encourage her to post a little bit more, but she posts the right things though. We're into fitness and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's cool. But as far as like me being able to be with, and no disrespect to the ladies that do that stuff, but it's just not. I feel like us as men, that's not what we want. You know what I'm saying? We don't want someone that's all out there showing everything and stuff like that. You want your woman to be at home, holding down the fort. You know what I'm saying? In all ways and respect. You know.
I think females that are doing that, and I don't want to say across the board, but I like to say a majority of them aren't looking for an individual like yourself that you said, hey, we don't want that. You know, they're looking for individuals that can probably take them on vacation. Maybe get them on BBL.
Oh,
you know?
for sure, 100%. Yeah, that
you know,
provide a lot to the table.
Yeah, bring a lot to the table.
Yeah.
And to each his own. I ain't mad at them, bro. You know what I mean? Let the ladies do their thing, but man, don't fucking flip the script and try to motherfucking sue a motherfucker and fuck off a $100 million deal.
Oh,
You know?
my God, that's horrible.
Go get your money on your own. You know what I mean? I'm big on that too. Like, you know, everyone has the opportunity to go out there and get that money. There's so much money out there. So to be out there doing it in bitter ways, in evil ways, it's just not the way to go. You know,
man. You know, and just to back to the Shannon Sharpe thing, man. He is at like he was at a very, very successful pinnacle in his life in regards to being an ex-NFL football player. Like he created a whole nother realm for himself of success, of millions of dollars, probably making more money than he was making in the NFL. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Yeah.
100%.
And bro, if I was Shannon Sharpe, I'd be scared to look at a female. You hear what I'm saying?
You
know,
like,
but it might be a lot of years of getting away with your bullshit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You feel me? That you feel untouchable.
You get those slaps on the wrist, nothing happens. It's like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I'll be good. Until it does happen. It's like, well, homies getting locked up. They get the slap on the wrist, and then they come right back to the neighborhood, and now they don't give a fuck no more.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. I mean, I've been there too. There's been times where I got caught up with shit, DA reject, and then guess what? I'm back doing the same shit that I got the DA reject for. You know what I mean? And it's like we sometimes we just don't learn, you know, until something bad really happens, and then it's like fuck.
And then it's too late.
Yeah, then it's too late.
The $100 million deal's gone, bro.
Gone.
It's gone, bro.
Gone. 100%.
It's gone. You stuck
so
with
sad.
Ocho Cinco at the nightcap. That's it, dog. You know, now you borrow money from Ocho Cinco.
Yeah,
you know
that's horrible.
And sometimes you think about people's lives, like, because there's a lot of man, the internet. I didn't realize how many. I mean, it's like this, bro. When you're down, everybody pops out, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
100%.
Like they pop out and they got something to say. And there's a big black audience that is fucking going in on Shannon Sharpe. Like they've been knowing about him for years, and they're saying, "Bop,
got you, motherfucker.
Got your ass, homie. You getting cooked." And that's what you get, bro. Because I've been watching all these. It's in my algorithm because I watched a couple. You know how the algorithm goes on YouTube, and everybody is going for that dude's head, bro. But there's a lot of people that saying, "Hey, man, we don't believe it." You know, they were just on some kinky shit, but still, he put himself in the situation, and it's a 19-year-old, and you know, you feel me? And the shit gets released, bro. Like, come on, bro, what you shooting videos for, man?
Let me just leave you with this. She tried, he denied, case dismissed, Lakers in 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Yes. Yeah, hey, look at everybody's saying chunky, lucky Panson. Yeah, guys.
Hey, he's about to do 100 burpees right now. Don't even trip.
You know what's crazy is you said 100 burpees, and you said, I'll do them right now. And then I was like, well, I got to think about that 100 burpees for a minute. You know what I mean? And I'm going to sit here for a while and think about doing 100 burpees. Like, man, it's kind of like I got a little mental block in regards to just getting down and doing that. And that's because I'm overweight. So this is what I've started this week, bro. And I had Moses Monday, you today. And I was all of a sudden, I'm like, I gotta get my shit together. I got 2 fit homies.
It's a sign
on the platform, you know. And I admire you guys' you know, your youth, your discipline, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm all for it, bro. And you motherfuckers inspire us old dudes too, you know what I mean? Our older homies, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, and so when I see you, bro, and you fit, I'm like, damn, dog, I need to get my shit. I need to get my shit right. I need to get my shit together. So this week I had a oh shit, I need to get my shit right moment. And so this is what I did, dog. This is what I'm doing. So smoothie. So this is my work schedule. My first break is like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then my lunch is like 11 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm home around 3:30, 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first break, it might just be a coffee, bro. You know, this week. Second break, my lunch, I go and I get a protein drink, a smoothie, smoothie. All right. Mm-hmm. And then what I've been doing is now and then I go home like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I eat whatever the fuck I want to eat, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If my girl made rice, beans, and some type of meat, bro, bop, you know what I mean? I'll have 2 plates of that.
Yeah.
And I'll eat till I feel full. And then I don't eat until I only eat 1 meal a day. That's what I've been doing this week. What do you think of that diet plan, bro? Or that?
I don't recommend it, because in the beginning, I mean, you get your energy from food,
But I'm having the smoothies. Protein drink.
But I'm cool with protein drinks. I do protein drinks as well, but I'm not a big, I'm not relying on them. I feel much better from eating a meal. You know what I'm saying? Prioritizing actually food, because you get your energy from actual food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Protein powders, I mean, it's a powder. Like I said, I use it, but it's one of those things where more I just when I'm on the go, something quick, or I make like a protein ice cream. Something cool like that. But my best bet is what I always tell people, like for my programs, right? I have everybody eating like 5-6 meals a day.
Small meals.
Portioned out, small portioned out.
When do they stop eating?
So everybody's body's different. I always recommend people to stop. I say your last meal should be maybe before 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Some people are different though. Some people could do it a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about finding what works for your body and what doesn't. Like for example, there'll be some people on my team that they'll be following the meal plan, whatever, but then I'm finding out they're eating a little bit later, and then I tell them to eat it a little bit sooner. And then they start losing the weight again.
Yeah.
So some people, like I said, some people could get by with it with eating late, and then some people can't. So it's about finding out what works for your body, and then once you find out what works, then you run with it. But I recommend eating a little bit more, bro. Spacing it out, eating the right foods.
And not just eating one fucking colossal meal in one shot.
Yeah, because then your body can't properly digest it. Your body's not meant to have a big ass intake of food in one sitting.
Shit,
Why do you think you feel bloated and shit after?
I feel bloated right now, bro.
Exactly. You see what I mean? So that's why it's better to space it out. You're gonna get more energy from it because you're feeding yourself a little bit more. It's like gas.
Yeah.
If you got a full tank of gas, you're gonna be riding smooth. But if you don't, you're gonna have to make that pit stop. You're gonna be a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm big on eating a little bit more meals. And don't have to be 5, 6. I mean, you could do 4.
I'm a little insecure with the way I look, bro, because I know I always look like I gotta take a shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like I always look like sometimes I'll see foods and I'm like, man, fool always gotta look like you gotta take a shit, and then he's all fucking inflammation, swollen, and now I feel like I'm that guy, bro. Yeah. Because I'm a fat shamer, bro. You know what I mean? I love talking shit about fat people.
Hell yeah, but don't turn into a big lunch. Lucky yourself.
I know. Look at me, bro. I'm looking like, and it didn't help that I wore this fucking this picnic blanket. This table. What do you call those tablecloths? It's this tablecloth Pendleton, right? Everybody's been wearing Pendletons lately, so I was like, shit, let me pull one out real quick, dog.
Hell yeah, they're fresh.
Yeah. Lucky got a faja, you motherfucker. Valerie, come on, Valerie, don't be like that. I think my torta's belly is bulletproof. Well, you got a better chance of surviving a fucking stomach wound than a skinny dude, right?
Yeah,
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
you got a little more cushion, so might block it.
100%, yeah, man.
That's why you need a 6-pack. What is the best workout for abs?
Oh, the nutrition.
Nutrition is key on everything, bro.
You could do fucking 2,000 sit-ups a day. If you go home and you eat like shit, you're not gonna see it. It's all about the nutrition is what reveals the muscle. So there's people out there, I'm like lucky with you, like you got size. You have muscle on you.
Yeah,
but
I do, bro.
It's covered in the fat. So you have to remove the fat
breast
in order to see it. You know what I'm saying?
It's covered in man breasts, bro.
Exactly. You gotta remove it.
So how can Lucky, a man of his stature, remove the fat?
Cut the beer. And then after he cuts the beer, focus on the nutrition. Those are the two things right there. The top change.
Put my hat backwards, dog, so it makes my head look longer and more proportioned. Hold on, let me see how we go right there, though. What the fuck did happen to this hat, bro? It's fucking. Anyways, I knew it wasn't. So what I liked.
Knew it wasn't me.
No, I knew it wasn't a good plan this week.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
but what I like though is, I want to say this real quick, brother, and then you go.
Yeah.
And I apologize. What I like though is from 11 o'clock to like around 4 o'clock, I start feeling like the starved state, not the starved state, but the fasting state where your stomach feels like, oh shit, it's hungry, you know, because that's when it starts eating itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you start, and so I only feel like that when I'm in jail, you know. You get them hunger pains, you know, and that's why motherfuckers come out so fucking fit. But you know, I'm always just feeding that fucking beast, bro. Yeah. But I don't let my body get into that state of fasting or, you know, it.
Yeah.
You know, it's always working. It's always trying to fucking dispose of the next meal I put in myself, you know? And then when you have your body working all the time like that, bro, you're not letting it rest.
100%.
It's always trying to digest something, you know?
Yeah.
You got to let it rest, man. You got to have an empty stomach sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, rest is big. Cause I always tell people, like, even with my programs, I don't got nobody working out 7 days a week. If you work out 7 days a week, that's up to you, you know? But you got to give your body time to rest. So if you're not giving yourself at least a day to 2 days, you're really stilling muscle growth on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about working out 7 times out the week. I know people that they'll work out 4 or 5 and they look better than the person that works out 7. The reason being is because they give their body time to recover. You know what I'm saying? They give their muscle that break that it needs, because when you work out, you rip your muscle. So I do a bicep curl, it's ripping the muscle here.
Yeah.
Now, after I go home, that's when it starts repairing. So when you're at home and you're sleeping, that's when your body starts growing. So if your sleep is fucked up, your nutrition is fucked up, your results are going to be fucked up. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Nutrition is first, right?
Nutrition is the first thing. Like, people always worry about the perfect workout routine, and what they really need to be concerned about is the perfect eating routine. Because without that eating routine, so many people, the reason why they quit in the gym, because they focus so much on gym, and they go home and they still eat whatever.
Yeah.
They don't see no results. So then they're like, this shit isn't working anyways. So I'm gonna just stop going to the gym because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
No, you're not doing the work. Yeah, you're going to the gym, cool. But if you can't go home and control what you put in your mouth, you're not gonna see no changes. How do I know? Because I was once that guy that tried to out-train my diet. I was doing fucking 1,000 push-ups, 500 burpees, abs, sit-ups, everything. And my body looked the same.
Can't outrun a bad diet.
No, you can't. My body looked the same for years. And then that's when I got tired of it. That's why another part of the reason why I wanted to stop drinking, because I knew it was holding me back. And then once I stopped it, and all the results started coming and shit, and then I was like, oh, damn, it's the truth. You know, you got to eat right in order to see the changes.
Absolutely. And so how long have you been on this, on your fitness journey?
So I started when I was 15. So I'm 27 now. So it's been, what, 12 years?
Yeah.
Been about 12 years.
Okay. You've been fucking...
Just in it, just pretty much. And nobody taught me, bro. Like, I mean, as I got older, yeah, people started teaching me. But like from 15 to 20, bro, I just did it. You know what I mean? I knew working out was something I wanted to do. I used to be small, bro. And then obviously being from a hood, being active, if you're 140 pounds, you're not looking in a good light. You know what I'm saying? Because you run up on someone that's 200,
yeah,
you're gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that. So at a younger age, I always wanted to get bigger because I was like 140, 150. And so my mindset was, you know what? I want to get bigger. I know I need to. And so I made it happen. So yeah, it's been 12 years, bro. 12 years.
That's good. Good for you, dog. Yeah, man. Someone said, is this pit bull towards what? Cousin or something?
You had him
a few weeks ago.
I seen the video. Yeah. I seen the video.
So are you in tune with all the different the community of the fitness world?
I know a few people. Yeah. I think you know, it's like with you with podcasts. You know, you do podcasting, so the algorithm probably puts a lot of podcasts in front of you. Yeah. So it's the same thing with fitness. Like if you go on my page, my For You page and stuff, it's just fitness. So yeah, I'm familiar with it. I haven't collabed with a whole lot of people or anything like that. But man, we see each other and know each other and stuff, and stuff like that.
Everybody's just trying to get their hustle on.
Yeah, everyone for the most part, everyone's cool. Everybody, I don't know how it is in the podcasting. I don't know if there's like people beefing it or anything like that. All the time. Yeah, you see, I think with the fitness, for the most part, it's pretty cool. Most people, they're kind of just, they mind their own. You know, I've never had no fitness problems or Nothing like that. Yeah.
Well, podcasting is a different realm because it's just basically an individual with a mic and they got something to say.
Yeah, and then yeah. They say one thing and then it goes viral and goes to that person. And
man.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
so it's kind of like a different animal. Like it kind of comes with the territory.
It comes with it. For sure.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
It comes with the territory. So I kind of like it when I was checking you out, man, on some of your videos, man, and you be going into supermarkets, man, and you putting people on game on what to eat and stuff like that. That's cool shit, bro. Like people need to see that, man. And sometimes what you might think is unhealthy. I mean, I see some of your videos and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, I guess it's moderation, or you got to look for certain things on the
the label, the nutrition. So when you get food, it's not gonna lie to you. There's a label on it. So once you know how to read the label a little bit and you know what options to pick, your meals become a lot better. So a lot of people think, oh, I got to eat this boring ass chicken breast and broccoli every day. And to a certain extent, yeah, chicken and broccoli gonna probably be in your diet. Yeah, but does it mean that's the only thing that you get to eat? Nah, like I said, I do things. I got this thing called a Ninja Creamy. So it turns your protein shake into ice cream. So every night, me and my lady were sitting there eating fucking ice cream. Yeah, every night. Or even just we'll make chicken fajitas, steak fajitas. We'll eat carne asada, cook tacos, all of that stuff. But it's about knowing how to eat it, portioning it, eating the right options. So instead of getting the normal tortilla, you know, get the carb balance one or the keto one. You know what I'm saying? It's those little changes, bro, that they go a long way. Or even like I did a video, so I cooked like some burgers and the video went viral, and because I said it was like a low calorie burger. So when you go and get the meat, right? So they have like the 80% lean, 85%, and then they got a 93%. So the 80% is the one that most people get. That shit has like 300 calories in one patty. The 93% only has like, I'll say 120 calories. So you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, picking those smarter options so that way you reduce your calories and it has more protein. So you're not only are you getting less calories, but you're getting more protein. Yeah. So that's how you eat good and you still get the results.
Well, that's why unhealthy food is so cheap, man.
Yeah. But honestly, too, though, like a lot of people think meal prepping and shit is expensive, bro. But it's only expensive if you don't know where to go and what to get.
I think you can't. I think just because I've done it before, I don't think you can lose from a period. This is my problem with meal prepping. So me and my lady will meal prep, or I'll meal prep, or she'll meal prep. Goes into our community refrigerator because we only have one refrigerator, right? Yeah. So whatever is in that refrigerator, if she makes it, I'll make it. It's, you know what I mean? Because that should be everybody's. Yeah. You know, sometimes be like, don't eat this, but you know, you got kids, so they're gonna tear it up, bro. Yeah. So my problem with meal prepping is sometimes the food don't get ate. You know?
Oh, it doesn't get eaten?
It doesn't get eaten, bro. Like, it's there.
You cook too much?
No, it's there, and then it's just like, no, we feel like eating this tonight. Or
I don't want that shit.
Yeah. You know, or on the fly, you hit the In-N-Out, you know? Yeah. In-N-Out's not a bad choice, though, for burgers, right?
Not horrible, but it really all just depends on, like, what you eat overall throughout the day. So, like, for example, can you eat In-N-Out? Yeah. But what else did you eat throughout the day? You know what I'm saying? Because when you really sit there and think about it, In-N-Out, like if you're following your macros, do you know what macros are?
Yes.
So it's your calories, protein, carbs, fat. So if you got a certain amount of macros, right? So let's say your fat intake is only at 50 grams for the day. Those fucking patties at In-N-Out, I want to say in one of them has almost like 40, 50 grams of fat. Yeah. So then you're already over your limit. You get what I mean? So is it doable? Yeah, but a lot of times it's like you got to go with the smarter option. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's all about following your macros, which is your calories. So if you're not hitting your numbers properly, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let's draw something up on the fly, bro.
Yeah.
Let's draw something. I'm going to ask you, see if you can draw something on the fly for me. So I'm 250 pounds, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. Thanks, Casey. I'm 250 pounds. And what can I, a 250 pound man, which there's a lot of you guys plus in the chat right now, don't be ashamed of it, you know. What can we eat? What should we eat Like what is something that you can give us that will be like, okay, where we can kind of play around and replace it? Like, can we have one good meal out the day and then just small ones? Or does it have to, because big guys like to just have the quench. That's why I did the one big meal, bro.
Yeah.
Because I said, all right, I'm not going to be a pig 3 times in the day. I'm going to be a pig 1 time in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was my thought process. I
Mindset.
said, I'm a fucking slob 3 times a day. Well, maybe if I subtract 2 and just do 1, maybe I'll be better. But then I did what you said, and my body was like, bro, what the fuck you just doing? And now I'm laying.
Stop it.
Now I got home at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and now I'm laying like 4:30, 5 o'clock in my bed, bro, and I can't get up, homie. I can't do nothing, and I got shit to do. I'm gonna go to the gym. You feel me?
Yeah.
What can a big dude do to start fucking curbing the fucking appetite? Stop,
So what you gotta do is first you got meal prep. You gotta have the food there, and then you gotta make sure that you eat it. You gotta prioritize like.
Okay, so just something easy, bro. Give us something, bro. Okay, you got a meal prep. What do we get? All right, we get some chicken. We get some broccoli. I mean, and then what? How do we just like on the like?
Man, I mean, even it's like eggs, yogurt.
So like
breakfast protein
What
shake
kind of
snack.
protein do you like as far as meat? Just give me an example. Like what's your favorite type of protein?
Steak for sure.
Steak. So what you could do, right? For example, is cook up a bunch of steak.
Okay.
Cook up some rice. Cook up a good size of veggies. And portion each one of it, and then get some onions, get some shredded lettuce, and add it all in there. Get your favorite sauce. Boom. You're gonna have a pretty big plate. The reason being is because veggies are low in calories. So if you put a lot of veggies in there, you put a good size of protein, which is also low in calories. That's 2 big things that you have on your plate. And then you add a little bit of carbs.
Are you talking about like one of those plastic trays that they?
You can put it on anything, and you can put it on a plate, wherever.
I'm just trying to think of the portions and shit.
Do you not consider vegetables carbs though?
They have a little bit of carbs in it. Nothing like big though. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking like 80 grams of broccoli would probably be maybe 4 grams of carbs or something like that. So it's nothing big. But no, I see what you're talking about. I don't like when people use those little spaced out ones because that shit looks depressing.
Yes.
When it's just portioned out
It looks
little by
defeating,
little,
bro.
it looks defeating. So
Yeah.
my advice is don't fucking buy those milk. If you're gonna buy a milk pro container, buy like the big box. So that way your meal looks bigger. It plays with your mind. Because
Yes.
I've been big. I've never had those fucking little stupid separated ones because it just looks depressing. On
Yes.
top of that too, I mix all my food together. So it wasn't for me. And I realized like when I see people posting, I'm like, damn, people shouldn't post that because then it looks like a diet. You know what I'm
It
saying?
looks defeating, bro.
It looks defeating.
To a fat person like myself and most of you guys
Yes.
and females. I know there's a lot of fat hinders watching right now. Shout out to you too. We love you. You know what I
Fat
mean?
stocks.
We love you, skinny, fat, and
Yeah.
everything else.
But yeah, so you could have a good sized meal, but you see, most people don't understand how much food they could really eat is because they don't know their macros and their intake. When you could put meat, veggies, and a little bit of carbs, you could get a big sized plate and it will fill you up because then you're adding the lettuce. The lettuce doesn't really have no calories or nothing in it, so that's adding more volume to your food, and then you're gonna have a bigger plate. And then you could even add maybe like a low carb tortilla in there.
So what do you?
Strategic, nice.
Yeah. So you actually have people that you coach.
Yeah, I got a whole team.
You got a whole team.
I got a whole team. Yeah.
You got a whole team. You say that with pride and confidence.
Yeah, I love
Good
my
for
team
you.
members. Shout out to my team members, man. Team Bandit, everyone that's been putting in the work, giving me the transformation, giving yourself the transformation, man. It's really, you're changing your life. So shout out to them, man, for sure.
So what is a daily thing? Say if I'm one of your students,
Yeah.
who wants to, you know what I mean?
Get
back,
right.
get right. What would be a daily thing that you provide with your service?
So with my service, what I provide is your macros. So I give you all the information for the macros, whatever your intake is from the calories, protein, carbs, fat. I give you the meal ideas.
Are you weighing them and taking their blood or anything like that?
Not taking their blood or nothing, but every Friday we do our check-in. So Friday morning, they send their weight, send their progress pictures. I make sure everybody's on point, that we're losing the weight. So for example, right, like say you have on the team, we'd be making sure every single week you're losing 2 to 3 pounds.
Yeah.
If you're not losing 2 to 3 pounds, I'm able to, so I have you download the app. I can see everything that you eat. So I can see if you've been doing it or if you've been bullshitting. And a lot of times, so like if someone, so it's accountability. So for example, if you didn't lose no weight or you started gaining weight, once I go to your app, I'm instantly gonna find out why.
Damn,
You know what I
Coach
mean?
Bandit is on your bumper.
On your ass, yeah. And I always tell people, I always get it out of people when they're not following the plan, I could figure it out. You know, a lot of times people will try to lie, but I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done this long enough to where I know there's no way that if I give you a plan, some calories that you were already eating way more calories, and then I give you less, there's no way you're not going to lose weight. It's just no way. And then if we do an adjustment and if you still don't lose weight, I know you're lying. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to it. But and then I give you a workout routine. So I have an app for that as well. It has my personal workout videos on there. So it's like videos of me actually doing the workout, talking, explaining it. So let's just say it's a bicep curl. I'll be there with either a voiceover or I'm talking like this and I'm explaining the workout. So you're learning the form, you're learning the nutrition. We pair all those things together and boom, that's exactly how you get the results.
Fire.
Right there. And that's what we do daily.
Bro. We got a professional right here, baby.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And you know what, dog? It's fucked up, dog. Whoever said that, I saw it. It said fat stocks, homie. Stop that shit, bro.
Bandit, I saw your Chipotle video, and let me tell you, man, that shit was sad.
It was sad?
Yeah, bro. I was
Why?
like, yo, that was
no
that's
carbs
so
or what?
sad. Yeah, it was just chicken, fajitas, and pico de gallo.
But it wasn't. It didn't taste bad though.
I was just like, man, I could never see myself going to Chipotle and say, give me that.
But what that's for though, that video was more for like people that are really trying to get super lean. You know, I'm not saying you could eat carbs. You know, everyone on my team, they're eating carbs. So it's not like they're deprived of carbs.
Carbs is the devil though, isn't it?
Well, bad
the
carbs
wrong
are,
carbs are the devil. So donuts,
what are
pizza. Good carbs. What are good carbs?
Rice.
Rice, but portioned.
Yes.
Depending on your results. So like if you're bulking, you want to eat a lot of rice. If you're cutting and trying to lose weight, you got to eat less rice.
With soy sauce, is that cool?
It's okay, but use the low sodium.
Yeah.
The low sodium one. You know, switch it up a little bit.
I love soy sauce.
Bro.
Bro.
And they have like I don't know the brands. I think they got like a Kinder one or something, but they have sauces that are low calories.
Yeah, they
so
do.
you just gotta replace them. You know what I'm saying?
No
like even
sugar and
there's ranch, right? They have like low calorie ranch, low calorie ketchup, like all of these things, and they taste the fucking same. You just replace it with that, and that's how you make your food taste good. So where it's not depressing. Like the way me and my lady eat, we eat fucking good. We like our meals, we like our breakfast, our lunch, our dinner. We have our fucking dessert, our protein ice cream. We eat good. So I try to promote, you know, eating healthy doesn't gotta be boring, bro. You just gotta know how to do it. You know, and I'm not a damn chef. I'm not, I promise. People think like, oh, can you do a cooking video for us like this? And I'm like, yeah, I could do it, but it's like, it's very basic. You know, I cook the easy shit, bro.
I saw you're like an air fryer king right there.
Air fry king, bro. Hell yeah. Air fry king. And then just a skillet of cooking ground turkey and ground beef, putting whatever source of carbs you want, whatever veggies. It's very simple. It's just people complicate it. It's because they want to avoid it. You know, they
make excuses.
They try to tell themselves in their head that it's harder than what it really is. So that way it kind of seems unrealistic, and then they don't follow suit. You know what I'm saying? And then they get the easy option, which is ordering out, eating some fucking sweets. You know what I'm saying?
When was the last time Coach Bandit had a slice of pizza?
When I went to New York.
Oh, I had to.
Babe, when we go to New York? Yeah, it was like last month.
You got a pizza right there, right?
How are you looking at it though? Like, was it fucking delicious? I mean, come on.
Honestly, bro, I was disappointed. I don't know if it was the place I went to or what it was, but I mean, it wasn't horrible. But like, I thought New York, I was like, you know, they're big on the pizza.
It's gonna be some shit.
Yeah, and we thought it was gonna be some shit. It looked like some shit, and then when we ate it, it wasn't. Not that it was bad. It was good, but it wasn't like, oh shit, like pizza. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that.
Hey, you know what, Turtle Ninjas? After that comment, bro, I'm taking this fucker out, bro. They said those poor buttons on Lucky's shirt.
They're holding on.
That's it, bro. It's just coming off, my dog.
I have to sew those back on every week, dude.
Oh shit.
That's it, dog. Fuck it on me. Shit, not that this is gonna be any better. You know what? I think I really have a fucking I'm very self-conscious about the weight that I've gained, brother. I fucking
Really?
yeah, man. I gotta fucking just, and I can lose weight quick, bro. That's my problem, dog.
You could do it. Yeah.
Like 2 weeks, bro. I'll be like, Bop. They'll be like, damn, look, you looking good. Like 2 weeks is all I need, bro. And what how I do it is I just go keto.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you could still eat carbs, but I always tell people, you know, when you're really trying to lose the weight, you know, obviously, you want to minimize them, you know, but at the same time, you don't have to cut them out completely.
What is it, like half cup of rice a meal, basically?
Yeah, you want to portion it out a little bit more. So the problem with the keto diet is that, you know, guess what? eventually you're gonna eat carbs again, right?
Yeah.
So
you crash out on carbs.
So you're doing a diet
true.
that's not sustainable. So that's why like the carnivore, keto, all of these things, like when people with the carnivore, right? I know damn well they're gonna eat carbs again. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna only eat meat. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you need to find something that is gonna be sustainable and that you could do and make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. It's not. See, too many people they think it's a 2-3 month trial. It's not. You got to learn how to make fitness a part of your lifestyle and have a healthy relationship with food, so that way you're always on point. But people try to get this 2-3 month secret that's not there. It's not fucking there. You could do steroids. I'm telling you, you could do steroids for 2 to 3 months, and guess what? If you're not eating right and doing what you need to do, you're still not going to see the changes because there's no shortcut to it.
Chicken, rice, veggies, baby, all day. I love that shit.
You know what? I blame my lady, bro. Straight up. Nah, you know what? If my lady's watching it, it's really your fault.
Damn.
And this is why it's your fault, because you always tell me, my love, you always tell me teamwork make the dream work. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the kitchen, she ain't waving that flag. You feel me? And I say if me and her were, because so, you know, when you have a significant other, the way you spend time with them is you eat.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
You know, it's a big thing, right? Hey, babe, let's go get something to eat. You know, or let's, you know, that's. Of course, there's other things to do as well besides eat, but we happen to do that a lot together because we're like, let's, you know, what do you?
People bond over food.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, and my girl she's a foodie, man.
Yeah.
But man, if she really, because I'll be like, babe, I'm on it, and she'll help me too.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw her all the way under the bus. You know what I mean? But she'll help me with my plans. I'll be like, babe, I'm keto right now. She's like, all right, I'm just gonna make it keto. You know what I mean? But mind you, we have kids, so just because I'm keto, bro, don't mean that macaroni ain't gonna get whooped up.
Yeah, it's gonna get cooked and it's gonna be in the house regardless.
And you know them chicken McNuggets, them corn dogs, all that
Stocked up.
all the food the kids love,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And don't get it twisted. Like I don't try to feed my kids like just processed trash. Like we have good food, you know.
Smarter options.
You know.
Yeah,
but when you have kids, which one day maybe you and your girl will have kids, you know, you'll realize that, you know, kids like chicken McNuggets.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's being a kid, bro.
They're just like born that way or something.
Yeah. Huh?
They're just like born that way. It's weird, huh?
I mean, yeah, tater tots, chicken McNuggets, corn dogs. I mean, like you gotta have things that kids like, but there are some people, bro, that you know. I guess it's all about training your kids as well, because if you don't expose them all the way to that junk and just say, hey, once in a while we'll have a treat like that, and you keep them on a good diet, then and there's probably a lot of households that do that.
Yeah, no, there actually is. So like, you know, with me with fitness, I see a lot of that stuff on my page. And there's people out there that are pretty strict on their kids as far as the eating. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, I mean, I don't have kids yet, so I gotta, you know, wait with time. But I feel like there's not a bad thing to, you know, have them eat good too, you know, because you think about it. Like we said, food is a drug too.
Yeah.
And then there's some foods out there that are really fucking bad for you. And they're like poison. You know, that's why there's certain foods. I don't know. There's some
chemicals, man.
There's something getting banned, right?
Yes.
Different food dyes.
Shout out to Robert
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr.
There's someone getting it banned or whatever.
Well,
Ban like artificial food dyes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see what I'm talking about. So like, there's foods out there that they're not really good for our body. So I feel like to, you know, give it to our kids. It's like they're gonna eat whatever you give them.
Yeah, dude. Chick-fil-A sandwich has 35 chemicals.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
what the fuck?
You gotta really be smart about what you're feeding your kids, you know. And people are probably like, oh, you don't have kids, shut up, you know. But I'm like, hey, whatever. At the end of the day, you want what's best for your kids, so you should give them what's best.
And I was thinking about this. There's no way kids come out and their favorite food is carnival food. There's no fucking way.
They don't know that. they know what your fucking parents give you. You know what I'm saying?
Candy.
Yeah.
What's for breakfast? Cotton candy. Yeah, no, for real. That's straight carnival food. You ain't lying, dog.
Straight up.
That is carnival food, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? So my girls, my little lovey loves, man, I see them right now, and they're looking a little bit of little, you know what I mean? Little on the not overweight, but just like they're healthy
chunky,
kids. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I gotta start implementing better. Me and my girl, and plus we're gonna get them in jiu-jitsu. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's dope.
That's gonna help them outside
For sure.
of their school activities.
Being active.
Because after school, bro, my kids are just doing like they living the dream. They watching cartoons.
Posted, yeah.
They got chicken McNuggets. They might have got a Happy Meal on the way home. They living the kid dream,
Yeah,
bro.
post it up,
Every
yeah.
kid want to do a couple things when he get off of school.
Hell yeah.
And one of the main things is just kick back and watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch TV.
And
you
eat
know?
your favorite snack.
And eat your favorite snacks.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
kids
yeah.
are living the motherfucking kids' dream.
I'm getting memories just thinking about that shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't really eat. I mean, I eat good, you know, but as far as like eating snacks and shit all the time, it just brings back memories. You know, I come home from school. My favorite candy is Reese's.
Yeah.
Just come home and fucking eat like 30 Reese's. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there watching TV, playing the game. You know what I'm saying?
Do you dream about junk food, Coach Bandit?
Not as much. I used to. I used to like fucking like what's the word? Just really fantasize about it. You know what I'm saying? But as I've created these new habits and routines
Yes.
in my life, it's not as appealing because, like I said, so I'm in tune with myself, right? So when it comes to food, certain foods make you feel like shit. You eat a burger, how do you feel? You feel a little bloated, you know, you feel a little shitty. My real meals, my ground turkey, my ground beef, rice, veggies, they don't make me feel like that. So most times I'm so, like I said, I'm in tune with myself.
Yeah.
I prefer my own meals at home.
Yeah, you get
I-
used to the you love it. Yeah.
I love the taste. See, like people hate diet food because they avoid it. So yeah, when you're constantly fucking eating candy, junk food, burgers, all that stuff, of course the ground beef and rice isn't gonna fucking be great.
Yeah.
But the more that you do it throughout the week, the easier it gets to eat it. And then it actually tastes fucking good.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, you know, you just gotta do it for like a month, do it every single day, and then you start building that habit. It takes time. Like I've been doing this for 12 years, you know? But the last, like, I would say the last 2-3 years since I've been sober is when I really built that habit of I don't really care too much to fantasize about food, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Popcorn.
just-
How about popcorn, bro? It's a low carb. Would you consider it a low carb popcorn?
Popcorn's not horrible, but I mean, you can still eat it. You know, like I mean, me and my lady go to the movies. We'll get
but
some
not the
popcorn and
butter
stuff.
one though. You mostly like sea
Well, yeah,
salt.
if you put a shitload of butter, it's not the greatest for you. You know what I'm saying?
Then it's really not popcorn. If it, if it ain't got a shitload of butter, bro.
Fucking
and
butter
then,
blast popcorn. Let's go. That's the
and,
best.
and then let's be real, bro. Hey, shout out to Shroomy Juice. Shout out to Fierce fucking Locote, man. You fucking asshole. I see you talking all that shit right there. Shout out to my dog Rated R, man. Get motivated, dog. Me and Rated R, let's get motivated. All Goonies, let's get motivated right here. But we got the homie Coach Bandit. Now they got that stuff for the popcorn, bro. That you can put the white cheddar shake.
We got some of that at the house.
Bro, they got the kettle shake. They got the hot Cheeto shake.
got a lot
Like
of-
you could dress that popcorn up, and man,
Yeah,
Delicious. Man,
Delicious.
I'm hungry
Fire.
as fuck right now.
yeah. You just gotta be careful. Those are the foods you gotta be careful with, though, because it's like, who's really gonna portion popcorn? Nobody does. You go to the movie theater, most people they get the refillable one.
Oh yeah, how many ounces is that?
It's
like
fuck.
fucking like 80 ounces of popcorn.
It's a lot of popcorn. So like, yeah, eating a little bit of popcorn is cool, but when you're the one sitting there eating the whole damn thing, then yeah, it's not good. You know what I'm saying?
Everything in moderation, right?
Pretty much.
So what would you think would be a good day of food for me? Like
day
when
of
I
food
wake
for you?
up, what do I do?
Are you like rushed in the morning?
Yeah, I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
So first thing I would do for you, so someone that's busy, I
don't usually eat in the morning, to be honest. I
Yeah.
just get out the door and I have coffee.
Yeah.
And then when I have my break, like around 8-9 o'clock, is when I can be potentially in a position
to eat.
To eat if I want to. Sometimes I'll skip that, or sometimes I'll have just anyway. So say I have my break's at 9 o'clock, lunch is 11, 12.
Yeah.
And then I go home and around 3, 4 o'clock. What do you think I do right there, bro?
First thing in the morning for you. So I always tell people that don't like to eat in the morning, one thing we all have in common, we do drink something in the morning, whether it's water, coffee. So replace that with a protein shake. Whether you put some oatmeal in it, blend it up, have it ready in the freezer, not the freezer, the fridge. So that way, right when you wake up, brush your teeth, whatever, drink it, go straight to work. Have a meal ready for your break. A couple hours, eat that meal at 9, eat another meal at lunch,
What kind of meal we talking about though?
Like we said, if you like steak, do some steak, veggies,
Okay.
boom, a little bit of rice.
What about like it's breakfast time? So how about some oatmeal? Would oatmeal be okay?
Oh yeah, you could do oatmeal
With
100%.
honey in it, honey in there, granola.
Should probably go for
crunch?
yogurt, bro.
You could drizzle some honey in it. Yeah, and then if you do the granola,
You
you
said
just
drizzle. So fat people don't like to drizzle nothing. We
yeah.
like to,
You see,
we
I
like
mean,
to, you know what I mean?
you want to portion it a
Squeeze.
little bit. Be smart about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about building those habits. So I get it. I like honey too, and it's easy to just fucking load it up. But it's another thing that has a lot of carbs in it. So you just want to be smart with it.
Honey's got carbs?
Yeah, honey has
Oh,
carbs.
that's
yeah.
right. It does have carbs. Yeah.
Honey has carbs, and not too concerned about the sugar on the honey. It's more the carbs. Most people, they're not gonna overeat sugar unless they have like a really shitty eating routine. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, bro. So when I get my coffee, I get stevia sugar.
Yeah.
Does
That's
it-
like the replacement sugar, right?
Yeah.
It's like made from plants or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, does it make a difference? I was thinking about it, bro, and all these different. Well, that's a plant-based sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of artificial sugars that are probably not good for you, and you might as well just use sugar if you're
Like-
gonna use it.
Like
Well, if you use
Splenda.
artificial, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Splenda.
Splenda.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, yeah, these things are like artificial, but
Aspartame or whatever.
there's one that'll make you lose weight, and there's one that won't. So they're both bad for you.
Which one will make you lose weight?
The Splenda.
The Splenda.
Yeah, that's the one that's. So it's like with soda, right?
So Splenda's the better one to use.
Yeah, Splenda's the better one to use. So it's like the same thing with soda. So I always tell people drink diet soda. And diet soda's so horrible for you. There's this and that, and this and it. Fucking horrible. Soda is horrible for you too. But guess what? The real soda is gonna make you fat. The diet soda will make you lose weight. So pick the one that's gonna
If
make
you're
you
addicted to it, yeah.
Yeah. So pick the one that's gonna make you lose weight. And if you lose weight, guess what? You're going to be more healthier than if you weren't. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why people try to argue with me about soda and shit. I'm like, dude, diet soda is not gonna make you fat. The other one is. So if you're less fat, who's gonna be healthier?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just those little replacements that they go a long way, and they play a big part in your weight loss journey.
And if you're addicted to soda, the carbonation, I mean, like sparkling water is probably
get
the
these,
100%
I
the
get
best.
these.
Yeah,
Seltzers.
sparkling water. Yeah, that sparkling water would be the healthier option, you know.
Yeah.
But fuck it, like if you really love soda so
Yeah,
much,
if
fuck
you
it.
need it.
Get the damn diet soda, and they got so many. They got diet root beer.
Dude, they even got diet squirt now.
Exactly. So they have everything. They got it all. It's just you gotta
Diet
do it.
Squirt's bomb, bro. El Jefe, what up, my dog? I think that's the homie out of San Diego. He said turkey bacon, bro. I mean, is it a bigger difference between regular bacon and turkey bacon?
Hell
Yeah.
Oh, it's that big of a
It
difference?
really is.
Yeah, it's a big difference. The calories, the fat, the
fat and bacon
protein,
is
yeah,
huge.
all of that stuff is different. So those are the little changes.
Is turkey bacon that much better for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's more lean.
So like if I get bacon, I'm not really big on it, but if I do get bacon, it'll be the turkey bacon, 100%. Yeah, and then see like so for breakfast, like even if you don't want oatmeal, you could get an English muffin. You could get like a sausage patty with a turkey bacon. Boom, you got a little egg
or
McMuffin.
yeah, exactly.
We make egg McMuffins at the house all the time.
You can meal prep those too. Like
Yeah,
you
you
put
can
them
meal
in,
prep
you
them.
put them in parchment paper. You just reheat in the microwave and you're out.
Yeah.
And then you
Easy.
have your coffee with your protein shake. You mix your coffee with your protein shake. Blend that bitch.
Yep. And then you got oatmeal ready too already. Boom. That's already 3-4 meals that you have, and now you have a routine. And then it's about following it.
Yeah, just
being
get
consistent with
stuck in it, bro.
And the more that you do it, the more you're gonna find what food you like best, and then that's how your diet gets good. So like me, I have my same 5-6 meals that I eat because I know which ones I like. So like I switch it up. Like one meal will be, for example, in the morning, I'll do like ground beef with veggies. Then the next one will be ground turkey with veggies.
You don't have eggs?
I do egg whites.
Egg whites.
Yeah. So then I'll do like egg whites. I'll do an egg white omelet with a little bit of cut up ham, and then I end up doing more beef. And then I'll
You
have
ever
my
do yogurt?
Yeah, I do yogurt too. So I'll do yogurt. I'll put a scoop of protein in it, mix it up.
Nice.
So then I put that, drizzle some honey, cinnamon. Sometimes if I'm really hungry, I'll put like a little granola or
yeah.
or I'll
Any
get
berries?
I'm not big on fruit, bro. I'm not really like a big fruit person. So what I'll do is like I'll get my rice cake or something.
Casey loves bananas.
I know. Yeah.
He looks like he does.
But then I'll
Chocolate
get.
dip.
You ever heard of rice cakes?
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I'll crumble up my rice cakes in the yogurt or something, and then boom, because then it makes it crunchy.
Adds another texture.
And then the calories are from the whatchamacallit, from the rice cake is better than the granola. So then you're getting like the same crunch
Granola's
for
like
less
bound
calories.
with sugar.
Yeah,
basically.
oh shit, my bad. Bound with like sugar
Yeah.
and the carbs and all of that shit. I mean, rice cakes has carbs too, but it's just a little bit less than a whole serving.
What about
of-
nuts? You ever eat nuts like cashews, almonds, snacks wise?
Not really. They're super high in calories. So like those are like almonds and stuff. Like, are they good for you and shit? Yeah, but you gotta really portion them because like a little place like this is like 200 something, like a lot of calories, and it's not worth it. So little things like that, they're not gonna fill you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shout out to Carlos C for the $4.99. And the boy got something to say. Appreciate the donation, my dog. He said, fools can eat like shit all day, but can't handle 5 meals of good eating.
Oh, that's facts. That's facts. That's straight up right there. Straight the fuck up, dog.
That's crazy, bro.
That's straight up.
I'm one of them dudes, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you
You're
guys,
gonna change,
man.
Lucky.
I
You're gonna
promise
change.
myself,
You gotta
man.
change your relationship with it.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I feel like this, bro, and I tell my lady this. I said, babe, if Hood Stocks is gonna get to the tippy top, we're gonna be one of the baddest and the best in the game.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
If you wanna look like a rock star, you wanna feel like you wanna feel like a rock star, you gotta look like a rock star. You wanna be a
100%.
rock star, you feel me? Like, I can't be right here, bro, trying to lead the pack of greatness.
You gotta look the part.
Being overweight, being unhealthy, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking like, bro,
Gotta
like
look the
I
part.
know that, bro.
Yeah.
I know my success has a lot to do with my health,
Yeah.
which is our wealth, right? You know, I know that for a fact, bro.
Yeah.
And I just struggle with it so badly, brother. And being and I've been disciplined in the penitentiary. I mean, I guess I just had no choice but to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And when I'm in the penitentiary, I'm in discipline
Locked
mode.
in.
You feel me? You know, gang face is on, and we doing what we doing. We're here now. But I've had a real bad time with being disciplined, brother.
And see, like most times we're disciplined to the wrong thing. So you're disciplined to something, but you're disciplined to the wrong shit. You're disciplined to eating like shit and then giving into those excuses. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Everybody here is disciplined, but it's just we don't discipline to the right things because some things are a little bit harder than the other. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get to a point to where you get tired of it, and you got to understand, like you said, health is wealth. All of these things are connected. You know, like if you're healthy within yourself, you have results, you feel good, your business is going to be better. 100%. Like you said,
Yes.
you're over here looking the part, you're over here all swole, people are going to see that like, oh shit, who's this swole guy doing the
Yeah,
podcast?
man.
Who else is a swole podcast dude?
Shannon Sharp.
Okay, no. Besides that, but besides like, that's two, you know, that's up there. You know what I'm saying? But like realistically, like the podcast that we know about,
That's good.
There's nobody, bro.
Yeah.
So like you have a spot right there where you could take that spot.
Yeah, no,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Grumps right here for the $5 super chat donation. And Maji has this to say. He says, "What's something I can eat all day that won't spike my glucose besides cat?"
KAT. I don't know what that is.
I think.
Maybe that's
But what's something that
is
he
that a
can
joke?
that won't spike my glucose besides cat?
Yeah, he's talking about pussy.
Pussy.
That's what I think he is.
But why would pussy spike his glucose?
Fuck, I don't know.
High blood pressure. What is? Anyways.
Yeah, what is what is
Glucose is when you spikes when you eat like carbs.
Oh,
your
okay,
glucose
yeah,
spikes,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to search if you're like diabetic.
Yeah.
Your glucose can't hit a certain
You have
level.
to have low,
'cause
you
it's
have to have
dangerous.
low carbs. It's like when
Yeah.
someone's diabetic. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
low
it's just
carbs.
eating low carbs. You just
washing
gotta.
your like carbs, like washing your rice, or even
Yeah,
like cooking
yeah.
your rice in avocado oil or some shit.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
to like lessen the glucose spike.
I mean, nowadays, man, the fitness world is absolutely, it's a powerful community.
Yeah.
And it's powerful for a lot of reasons besides just the individuals being healthy and powerful themselves, right? It's a high frequency of another level of a community, and the fitness community is popping up everywhere. It's like really, really in style, in fashion to be healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
And people are thriving.
Shout out to the Podfather, man, Joe Rogan.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm just, he probably started that, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's pretty big on health, working out, stuff like that. I've seen a lot of videos. He was pushing it out there for sure, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely pushes that mindset that
To eat right and be in
eat
shape
right and do the hardest work.
Yeah, do the
first
hardest thing.
and,
Yeah, because the hardest shit is what's gonna make you better in life. So at the end of the day, nobody wants to stay the same. Like I feel like no matter how famous you get, no matter how much money you get, look at it like people like Snoop Dogg and all these people, they're still doing business moves. You know what I mean? They're still trying to be better. So it's like you gotta look at that like damn, no matter how much money you get, I still feel like I'm gonna have to work.
It's a lifelong journey.
It's a lifelong journey, and you got to get comfortable with it. And
Yeah.
people, you know, they're not comfortable with it. They want this like goal where like they could just get there and then they don't got to do the work no more.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, bro, like when I'm 60, 70, God willing, I make it there. Guess what? I still got to eat right. I still got to
Yeah.
work out if I want to look good and be able to be older and be able to be mobile. You know what I'm saying? I still got to do the work.
Yeah.
And that's just the mentality you got to have. You know what I mean?
Longevity, man.
100%. That's all it's about. You can't have longevity without health. Your health's all fucked up. It's like, yeah, when we're young, we're 20, 30. Yeah, you know, it's easy to not give a fuck. It's easy to go drink and fuck off your liver. But when you're 50 and the doctor's telling you you're going to fucking die from cirrhosis and some shit,
Yeah.
that shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying?
Your liver's fucked off, and now you're like,
and you can't reverse your liver.
What have
you know
I
what I'm
done?
saying?
You know?
You can't reverse that shit. So
I feel bad, man, when I see mostly women too. Mostly, it's when I feel bad when I see a very, very heavy-set woman that you can see she's really struggling with her weight. You know, you see her ankles, their cankles. You know, her thighs are fucking on fire because they're just rubbing against each other. You know what I mean?
Under thighs.
And then you know. She's pulling them to the barbecue, so she wants to look cute. You know what I mean? So she, you know, she tries to dress this flab up. You know what I mean? You know, and but they're still self-conscious about their weight. You know,
yeah,
but they're not doing nothing about it. You know, and I'm a fat person, fat shaming right now.
But
but it's just like it's a disease, man.
yeah, for sure.
it's
a drug.
in the gut though.
Drug,
There's some
disease.
people are born with something in the gut that causes them to be overweight though. They
Yeah,
come out with that.
like genetically, right?
Yeah, it's genetically. It's not like they're already born that way. It's something in their stomach. There's something in there that doesn't allow them to do this, that, and the other. Physiologically.
There's a very small group of people that actually have that, like very, very small.
Yeah.
Most people, if they just ate properly and ate how they were supposed to and they got their body active, you could lose the weight, man. So many people, they feel like they can, but it's because they're not putting in no effort. You know, just because you ate one fucking piece of chicken breast doesn't mean you're gonna lose 10 pounds. And that's what people think. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna eat this, and then I'll lose some weight. But then they didn't even work out, and if they did the workout, they don't know how to do it because, like, at one point I was 15, I didn't know how to fucking work out. I just was doing random shit.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a proper workout routine and then you're not consistent with the eating, you're gonna stay stuck in that same spot. And then you could either keep crying about it, or you could fucking do something every single day that's gonna get you that better reflection that you know you want to see. A lot of people, they look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, you know, take out their shirt and they're like, fuck, I don't like what I see. But it's like, are you doing something that's gonna change it? Because if you're not, guess what? You're only gonna get worse.
How do you feel when you go to the gym and you see a fat person at the fucking little weight things? You know what I mean? With the
Lifting?
got the wires and stuff. I mean, sometimes
Like
I
the
see
machines,
them.
the cable machines.
Yeah, the cable. Sometimes I see them, and then I look in the mirror and I see myself doing the same thing, and my first thing is like, us fat people shouldn't be on these. We should be like on a treadmill. We should be doing some type of cardio, right? Burning some calories, sweating.
Weightlifting burns more.
when I see people like that doing the weightlifting, I'm applauding them because the weightlifting is way better than the cardio.
You think so? In losing weight?
Yes,
It's proven.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's proven. Lifting weights, you burn more calories while you're in rest state.
The reason being is because, okay, when you do cardio, okay, so let's say, for example, right, you do cardio, let's say you burn 130 calories, right? You only burn those 130 calories on that treadmill. When you lift weights, you're burning calories while you're lifting weights. And when you go home, like I said earlier, you rip your muscles, right? So even when you go home, you're burning calories too. So overall, you're going to burn more calories from the weightlifting.
Okay.
And then on top of that too, so in order to lose weight and to lose fat, you have to build muscle. And a lot of people don't understand that. You gotta, because if you just, you know, you just do a bunch of cardio, you start going on these calorie deficits, starving yourself, guess what? Yeah, you're going to lose all the fat, but then you're going to burn all your muscle too. So then you're just going to be shriveled. You know, and then you see people just all skinny, sucked up. That's because they weren't lifting to build the muscle.
How do you feel to be 27 years old? You're young, you fly, you fit, but when you go to the carne asada, bro, you really can't have a plate and you can't really indulge in some, you know, some modelos and shit. I mean, does it put you outside of the, like, you know, the in crowd, the circle of fools talking shit? You feel me? Like, do you feel out of place? Do you feel like you're the party pooper?
So I used to, but now since I'm so, like I keep saying, like I'm in tune with myself, that's something that I'm big on. I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know the people that are eating, I mean, when I go, I can still eat a piece of carne asada because that's just protein. You know what I mean? So it's about being smarter. I'm able to still go, still eat. But as far as like the drinking and the shit, the way that I honestly look at it, like I don't look at nobody and judge or nothing like that. But
we all judge. We do judge.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But like what I'm meaning is like, I don't care what nobody else does because I know how they're going to feel when they go home. And then I know how I'm going to feel when I go home.
Yeah.
I know when I go home, I'm not going to have a headache. I'm not going to feel bloated.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to wake up the next morning feeling like shit.
Not have anxieties.
And not have anxiety. I know I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to hit my workout. I'm going to make some more money. And I'm going to look good doing that shit. And that right there is all I need. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody at the parties you go to, they don't care how you feel.
Do you have to separate yourself maybe from old crowds once you make such a big change like you've made in your life? 2 years sober, going full force in this fitness world. I mean, there's certain parties that maybe you'd be like, I'm gonna have to pass in this one. I already know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's 100%. So my circle from a few years ago is completely different now. The reason being is because when you really want to change your life, you do have to change the people you're surrounding yourself with. You can't keep doing the same thing that you were doing and being around the same environment because you're bound to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the beginning stages of getting sober. Like if you're already struggling and then you're around a bunch of motherfuckers drinking, you know how hard it's going to be? You're going to give into it. And how do I know? Because I've done it before.
Yeah, man.
So for me, for like a year, I shut out a lot of people, a lot of parties I turned down, a lot of events. And in the moment it sucked. In the moment I wanted to be there. But I knew in order to get to where I wanted to get to, I knew I couldn't go. I knew if I kept going to those parties, I kept showing up to the bars, kicking in with the homies, it was only a matter of time before I drank again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and for sure, 100%, I had to separate myself to get to where I'm at now. So can I go kick it now? Yeah, for sure. But at the end of it, I'm just on such a different path in my life now that there's just certain places that don't make sense for me to go.
Yes, sir.
And that's how that's where you got to get to. You got to get to that level of thinking that knowing that area, that certain environment is not going to give you the results that you want for your life. I'm big on that, man. I was trying to play on both sides. I was doing both things still. And guess what?
Straddling that fence.
Yeah, and guess what? My fitness never took off. My coaching never took off on my business. The moment I stopped doing those things, I stayed on one side and I stayed true to myself, then everything started coming to me. And that's when I was like, you know what? Damn, this is what it is. This is what I want to do in my life. I want to keep bettering myself. And that's what I do every single day. So when I go to parties and stuff, for me, bro, it's just, I love with my plan, what I do, my routine, because I know what it's giving me.
Let me read this from James Estrada right here. Thank you, brother, for the $4.99. He says, Bandit, a real one. Everyone should be taking notes straight up. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you lead somebody else? Amen to that.
Shout out, hey, that's my boy right there. Shout out to Estrada Fit. That's someone that actually you should have on here. Okay. That's a very solid homie. He's over there like in, where's the area? What's the area? Damn, I forgot it.
James, Mr. Estrada, what area are you from, my dog?
Fuck, what the fuck is this called? He's like an hour away. He's not too far, but he's definitely a good fit for the podcast. He did some time and stuff like that. Real solid homie. He's a coach too. Very, very solid individual right there. I appreciate you, Estrada. Real shit. That's my boy right there, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's dope, brother. And we would, I'd love to, get in contact with them and have a conversation, and maybe we can connect the dots and have them on, bro. I like to
Elsinore.
Elsinore, there you go.
Lake Elsinore. Yeah. What up, dog? That's what's up, homie. I like to, have more of these type of podcasts on, bro, because the community, this wild, unhealthy community, at times needs this information, man.
Yeah, 100%.
They need the inspiration, bro. They need it.
Definitely. You got to see people doing these things to get inspired, because if you don't see it, like, for example, right, when we grow up, a lot of times we don't see our family or our parents working out and eating healthy, right? So guess what? We don't fall in that same line of working out and stuff. But, for example, if you see your dad all fucking swole, in shape, you're more than likely to want to follow his steps. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's just all I post out there, is just to inspire people. That's my main goal. If I can impact someone's life, which I know I do, and I'm able to impact people's lives, people that don't even hop on my programs. I've had so many people message me like, damn, bro, I just take your little advice from what you post and I've lost 40 pounds.
Sick.
And when I see shit like that, or even the ones that really kind of hit me most in like an emotional way, is when people tell me that they were able to get sober from my stories. Like, I've had some people say that they overdosed, they've got locked up and this and that, and then they came home and they watched my content and it fucking changed them. And that right there is just what pushes me to just push that shit out even more. You know, I get a lot of hate too, but it's like, man, I get so much more love, and I'm actually inspiring people's lives.
Why would you get hate?
Because people don't like to see positivity. People love negativity. People thrive off of that shit. And it's a drug too. You know, some people, they're just so mentally fucked up that their negativity to them, they want to engage in it because it's, for one, it's something that's easy. Two, they just get high off of that shit. And they don't like to see people doing good, especially because, you know what? It's a reminder that they're not doing shit for themselves. They know that I'm doing something that they can't do, because guess what? They either tried it and they quit.
Crabs in a bucket.
Exactly. Them fuckers gave up on themselves, and now they see me shining and they see me doing it, and then they see me blowing up with it too. So they're like, oh, fuck this fool. And it's like, okay, cool, you know, but guess what? You're over there feeling all negative.
People don't like it when they see you rising to the top.
Yeah, and
they
guess
like
what?
it when you're down in the bottom with them.
Yeah, and guess what? Like, they're all over there mad talking shit, and I'm just right here chilling with good homies like you. Right here with my lady, gonna go home, eat a bomb-ass meal, and guess what? I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, look good again, and do that shit all over.
Go, baby.
And I'm gonna do it all over, because I know I'm helping people in the right way. For so long, I used to help people in the wrong way. Jumping all the homies in, getting all the homies to drink. I was that homie, like, if we're chilling, oh, come on, shotgun this beer. I don't drink. Like, come on, don't stop being a bitch. Come on, shotgun it, you know? I was that homie. So I did a lot of shit in the wrong way, and I feel like that's why God gave me fitness to do things in the right way. So now I'm making up for all of that bad shit that I did to everybody else's life, because I've did a lot of things for, you know, it put people in the wrong position. You know what I mean? So now I'm in a position to where I could actually help people change.
Put them in the right position.
In the right way.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I like
and I take pride in that. You know, just knowing that I can help you change your life and have that impact, man, I'm all for it, man. I'm all fucking for it.
Casey, read that one that they dropped another super chat. Scroll up and read that one for me, please. Right there. Yeah, right there.
Said Carlos Macedonio said, I lost 50 pounds with Coach Bandit. Follow the blueprint and the results will follow.
Hell yeah. Shout out to my boy Carlos, man. He came through and he killed it. Another person, proven example. If you come through and you follow the plan, you will lose the weight. I've got people lose 50, 60 pounds, all of that stuff,
so
bro.
say if I signed up with you, what do you think I'd be able to targeted weight I'd be able to lose in 1 month?
1 month? It just depends. Everyone's body reacts differently, you know? I've had some people lose in a month. I've had some people lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds. I think the most was pushing 20, but everyone's body just reacts differently, you know? So it's hard for me to say, like, oh, I'm going to get you to lose 20 pounds in this exact amount of time. Because it just depends on how your body responds. Like he said, you know, some people have a problem where it's a little bit harder to lose that weight. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about being consistent and following through. The one thing that I can guarantee, if you follow the plan, no matter, we know why. You were slacking off. That's and I never have no problems. Like, nobody ever argues with me. It's always like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I'm